How to make $10,000 with copywriting. There is money, a lot of money, when crafting sales letters that elicit a response. And in the more than 30 years I've worked in this field, I can assure you that demand for authors who can create direct response sales letters hasn't decreased. It's actually expanding. Direct mail is a $44.2 billion market, according to a recent Direct Marketing Association report. Now, one crucial number, return on investment, explains why direct mail is so beneficial to businesses. You see, a company receives, on average, $2,095 in sales for every $167 it spends on direct mail. That represents a return on investment of 1,300%. But that's only the very beginning. Because of the internet, you can now send the identical letters that come to your mailbox to your email inbox. Nearly all tasks that can be completed in print may also be completed online. But before we begin, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for such amazing and informative videos. I will upload a video every day until getting monetized. It is known as e-commerce and it is enormous. The worth of it in the United States is $340 billion. By the end of this year, it's anticipated to total $4.8 trillion globally. And that figure may possibly rise to $6.3 trillion by 2024. Now, dear copywriter, what does this mean for you? Especially if you know how to create direct response sales letters, the cornerstone of all direct mail and digital marketing messaging, it means money in the bank. Direct response sales letters can bring in up to $10,000 for writers who know how to write them. Some authors even demand up to $25,000. They just charge a one-time authoring price, too. The royalty they receive for each letter they write allows them to increase their earnings even further. Additionally, royalties might be anywhere from 2% and 5% of the money their letter brings in. This is how a royalty functions. Imagine you produce a direct response letter that nets your customer more than $1 million. You bill your client $10,000 up front to write it. You also receive an additional $50,000 because the royalty rate is 5%. These are the two copywriting services you should concentrate on if you want to make the most money for your time. Even while you can provide additional services like writing blog posts, video scripts, brochures, and many more, they won't have as much an effect on your client's income. Thus, do not anticipate being able to charge as much. Spend your effort on email marketing and/or sales letters for the shortest route to $10,000 per month. So what do I mean when I say, the right clientele for copywriting? I'm talking about the types of people you ought to target in order to fast attain your financial objectives. These are clients who are not only eager to spend the money on excellent copywriting, but also have the means to do so. These individuals frequently have an abundance mindset rather than a scarcity mindset. These customers are typically already successful business owners who want to increase their sales. Their companies are often bigger, thus cash flow is less of an issue. They are concentrated on growth rather than survival. Unfortunately, smaller companies and mom-and-pop shops typically lack the funding necessary to pay you well. That's all right. You may revisit them when they're ready. In order to expand from there, start with the neighborhood businesses in your area. When the client mails your letter for the first time, that is how much money you make. Your client mails it once more because it made so much money. Let's assume that this second run brings in $750,000. Since your royalty is still 5%, your final compensation is $37,500. You have now earned a total of $97,500. After a third mailing, your letter brings in $500,000 in sales. You are paid $25,000 for composing one letter. You will get paid a total of $122,500. And having worked in this industry for more than 30 years, I can also confirm that copywriters who have a big idea are the ones who get paid level rates. So allow me to take a moment to walk you through a few techniques for coming up with big ideas for sales letters. Researching the past or beginning of the good or service your customer provides is an excellent place to start when coming up with a big idea, regardless of what you are selling. For instance, you would want to research up on the history of Pilates and learn the answers to questions like who invented it, when, why, and how before writing a letter promoting it as a means to relieve lower back discomfort. When you conduct this historical study, you will discover that Joe Pilates, a German self-defense expert who taught self-defense techniques to Scotland Yard's police force, is the creator of Pilates. However, when the war started, Joe was imprisoned because it was thought that he was a spy. And while being confined to a tiny prison cell, Joe created a workout regimen that allowed him to build strength despite the constrained environment. He eventually gave his exercise program the name Pilates. And after he was let out of jail, it spread all over the world. Joe's tale might be used as inspiration for your sales letter's big idea. Another excellent method for coming up with a big idea for your sales letter is to take something ordinary and make it seem extraordinary. When teaching his young copywriters, Agora Financial's copy chief Joe Schriefer developed this method into a specialization. Basically, it operates in a similar manner. Take an everyday concept, like how to generate money from mutual funds, and perform extensive study on it until you uncover something intriguing, a fact, a tale, a point of fascination, or something odd, and utilize that information to make your everyday concept look extraordinary. This method was employed by Agora Financial to develop a sales promotion relating to how the American Social Security Fund was insolvent. The copywriter's research revealed that the Canadian Social Security Fund was prospering as a result of wise investments, and that if you imitated their investments, you could establish your own successful Social Security Fund. In the US, you've probably heard of Tim Ferriss' The 4-Hour Workweek, a bestseller on the New York Times list. Who hasn't heard of this book? I presume, considering how rapidly it rose to the top of the list, catapulted Tim into the public eye, and made him a multimillionaire? However, if he had titled his book, How to Automate and Outsource Your Business, which is essentially what it is about, that success probably wouldn't have occurred. You would probably agree that a functional title is dull and provides the reader with no advantages. However, Tim was able to shatter the idea that you need to work 40 hours a week in order to be successful by thinking outside the box, and coming up with a title that gave the reader a benefit, the possibility of working less. The Napoleon Hill book Think and Grow Rich, You May Become Wealthy Without Luck by Only Thinking About It? Ramit Sethi's book I Will Teach You to Be Rich, Being Wealthy May Be Learned. It's not just something that happens by chance or is passed down. Dale Carnegie's book How to Win Friends and Influence People, So Being Popular Can Be Developed. It's not simply pure luck or something you were born with, right? It appears that marketers are releasing sales letters these days that do not appeal to the strongest emotions of their readers, which is a significant error. The catalysts that cause your audience to take action are emotions. Opportunities, hopes, and concerns are a few of the most potent emotions to engage. But I'm not referring to feelings that are only superficial. For example, if we're discussing dread, surface-level worries include things like being unwell, being poor, being unhappy, or being lonely. However, the more pressing issues include things like passing away before your children reach adulthood, having your wife leave you for another guy, because you can't pay the expenses, having your children reject you because you're useless to them, etc. Researching in depth is the only approach to address these more fundamental issues. Converting that into messaging that your audience instinctively feels in their stomach. In my 8-week live mentoring and coaching program on writing sales letters, I offer a few more suggestions on creating big ideas. Before the first session goes online, you must reserve your position if you wish to participate in the training. And since you've been an avid reader of the Golden Thread and an AWY member for a while, you may book your position right here, and do so at a big savings. Did you learn something new about how to make $10,000 with copywriting that you didn't know before? We hope you did. Please check the link in the description for our merch also, because there's something very special for you in it. So, if you're interested in learning more amazing ideas, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get notified by our new videos. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to comment down your views on this. I will upload a video every day until getting monetized. Thanks for watching till the end.